Good evening, Yearbook parents. Hi, I'm Miss Leighton, or Ivy Leighton, and I'm the Yearbook teacher here at Thurston. I always say this, invest the time, commit to the process, because Yearbook is a process, and it takes a lot of time, takes a ton of effort, ton of work on our kids' parts, and I think that that's the important thing, is to realize for them that it's an investment, and that they'll be super stoked at the end of it to have a book. A little bit about me. This is my, fifth year teaching Yearbook and my sixth year at Thurston. I grew up here in Laguna. I actually went to Thurston a long time ago, and yes, some of my teachers are still here and are now my peers, which took a little bit of getting used to. But all in all has been really nice. It's been really awesome. I went on after high school to Cal State Long Beach to get my BFA in printmaking, and then I finished that off with a teaching credential. In art specifically, I have a single subject credential in art. From the age, 17 to about 25, I taught at a place called the Irvine Fine Arts Center in Irvine, obviously, teaching kids art, and I taught kids from the ages of 3 years old to 18. And I always loved working with the teens the most. They were my favorite. I feel like I get their weird. They're really fun. And they keep me on my toes. But I feel like I can push them to work hard, and I can impact them and help them to develop responsibility and self-awareness and all kinds of amazing things that one needs to know at this age. I am the leader of the PALS group at Thurston, or one of the leaders. I'm not sure that we'll be able to do PALS this year, but last year I was, and I'm one of the tech leads here at Thurston as well. So what do we do in Yearbook? A ton. We learn about a lot of different things. We do a lot of different things. It's a really phenomenal class in terms of building a student's sense of self, I think, and self-confidence. So we learn about brainstorming, reporting, researching, editing. Yes, we do a bit of writing and editing. Photo editing a little bit. We do a ton of graphic design. We do PR and promotion and advertising and marketing as well, to promote the book and try to sell it. All of our software for creating the book is online, so students learn to really get to know this website well, and learn how to design online. Communication being number one, numero uno, the absolute most important thing, talking to each other. I think kids really come out of this class knowing that well. And I've seen a lot of leaders develop in this class that I maybe wouldn't have expected to be leaders. Time management, obviously huge. Project management, we have a hard deadline, very hard deadline, to get the book produced. So the kids really get to learn a lot about having to meet a true hard and fast deadline, similar to what they would do in any kind of job or in the workforce. We learn a lot about problem solving, potentially needing to work with another person, conflict resolution. We do a ton of photography. We just finished, actually I just taught a little bit about the history of photography, and we got to learn about how amazing it is that we went from something that needed an 8-hour sun exposure to now having phones in our pockets. It's pretty impressive. We do a lot of team building. Again, this year might look a little bit different since it's all online, but we do try to do as much team building as we can online. And the students will do a lot of public speaking. So they speak in front of their peers in order to go through a slideshow that they've created or talk about their artwork that they have done. And it's a great experience for those kiddos. Some big ideas. Cooperation and teamwork, hugely important, massively, massively important. Taking interesting, meaningful, and well thought out photos. We all have this ability now to grab our phone, quickly take a photo, and then not really think about it. So we talk a lot about taking time, really looking, seeing the light around us, and trying to see interesting photos potentially set up around us. Excitement, we write compelling captions. We try to help our reader get excited about reading what we're writing. Responsibility, huge component of this class to finish what you're assigned. That is incredibly massive in this class and really proves a lot about these kiddos. Responsibility, we use cameras here, like nice cameras. And what we will hopefully, my goal is that when we do return to hybrid learning, students will be able to check out cameras for me at the beginning of the day and take photos during their classes. They won't be able to go from class to class because of safety concerns. However, at least we'll be able to get some photos of kids in class. Again, this year is going to be so different than any other year, but the kids have already come up with some seriously amazing ideas to make it work. Accuracy, making sure that we're saying that this is, yes, definitely Joe, and he is 100% working on a health project in Miss Dressler's class. Making sure that that is in fact who they are, what class they're in, and what they're doing. Respecting each other's ideas, opinions, photos, designs. It's so important for these kids to learn how to interact with each other and maybe give a little soft critique here and there without being rude, without being mean. And also encourage each other to continue trying hard as best they can. Okay, so projects that we'll do, sorry, I have to move this little screen over so you can see, there we go. So we're gonna do a lot of different projects outside of the yearbook. So we have photo scavenger hunts, we're gonna do a bunch of those. They're really fun, great to do around the house and around the neighborhood. T-shirt or sweatshirt design, I'm currently wearing last year's yearbook sweatshirt. It's my fave. So I love getting to give these kids some kind of a way to sort of have a buy-in to the class and really get to be a part of this group. The zine project we already have finished. A little zine that they create about themselves so that I can get to know them. Captioning photos takes a bit of practice to make that really good. So we got to practice that. Photo composition, hugely important. We do a project based on a group called StoryCorps that does short interviews between two people just to get into the journalism component of Yearbook. We do portrait photography and artist-inspired advertisements, and then, of course, we do the yearbook itself. We have a very small class, so students will definitely be assigned more than 2 pages. They design those pages from the bottom up. It's a blank page until they work on it. They'll take the photos, or this year it may be more like they receive photos from people. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some great interviews with staff members and students. They already have created new and inventive yearbook page content, and they will design the cover as well, and then any advertisements we put out. So far in yearbook class, we have done a lot. It's only been like 3 weeks, and it seems like we've already gotten to know each other really well. We've learned a lot about each other. We've created scenes about ourselves and then some little about me slideshows. It's been great to get to see all of you guys, all the families in these photos are wonderful. We've talked a lot about what it takes to create a yearbook and what it'll take to be a great yearbook staff. The students helped to create the rules and norms for the class, as you may have seen in the Parent Square email I sent out. And they came up with phenomenal rules and norms, really respectful, really great, gave me total hope in the class and the ability for all of us to get along. Not all groups can, I think this one will. Come up with inventive new page ideas. My gosh, they came up with such phenomenal ideas. It totally blew me away. And most importantly, I've learned that this particular group of students is truly outstanding, compassionate, and really care about our school and creating an amazing yearbook. I am so thrilled to have this small little class of kids who I know I can count on every single one of them to accomplish exactly what I need, which is far better than having a giant class, if you ask me. So, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please email me. Again, my name is Ivy Leighton, and I can't wait to meet you all in person someday.